Om Jananam Bhagyam Babaji. Om Sangam Amritam Babaji. Om Yogam Siddham Babaji. Om Dhanam Punyam Babaji. Om Sharanam Vinayam Babaji. Om Swaranam Swargam Babaji.
Namaste. Hope all are very fine. Today we are going to discuss something about Indian monks, Indian Siddhas. There are several incidents about Siddhas. One Siddha becomes another Siddha at the same time, or the same Siddha would appear in different countries, in different names, with different costumes also. Ramadevar, who becomes Jacob, Kamala Muni, who becomes something, Boganathar, Thirumolar, many such Siddhas assume different names. Sometimes they leave their body and go to another body, which is called one of the AthmaShuddhis, Parikaya Pravesha. Today, let us discuss about calling another Siddha. One day it happens, Siddha Thirumolar just searches for calling another. Where he has gone, I am feeling hungry. Hearing this, some boys tell Thirumolar, Guruve, one young boy is standing that side. Let us ask him, he may be able to throw some light about calling another. Siddha Thirumolar approaches that boy. The moment Siddha Thirumolar goes near him, he comes and falls on the feet of Thirumolar. His eyes are filled with tears. Tears are rolling out from his eyes. Guruve, pardon me. I am calling another. I made a mistake. How can you be calling another? You are just 18 or 20-year-old boy. Guruve, out of respect, I tasted the food in order to ensure that there are no poisonous element in the food I prepared. But the moment I took the food, I have become a very young boy. Siddha Thirumolar was astonished. But that astonishment looked like as though Thirumolar was angry on that boy. How can it happen? Astonished, Thirumolar looks at Kalinginathar, the boy. Kalinginathar immediately puts two of his fingers into his mouth and vomits, takes out whatever he has eaten. The moment the vomit comes out of his mouth and lands in his palm, immediately Siddha Thirumolar grabs that vomit and drinks it. Siddha Thirumolar also becomes very young, and both have become two young boys. This is one incident about Kalinginathar, who happens to be Siddha Thirumolar's disciple. Kalinginathar also happens to be the guru of Boganathar. Boganathar happens to be guru of Mahavatar Babaji. This is how this incident which happened long time back. This is on one side. On the other side, a 20-year-old boy's father, who happens to be the king, has been assassinated. After the assassination of his father, the boy is put into the throne and his coronation ceremony happens when he was just 20 years. The moment he assumes the throne, immediately eradicates and nullifies all the enemies who were responsible for his father's assassination. Not only that, he starts traveling almost all parts of the world and acquires all the lands in a matter of just 10 years. He tastes victories after victories, success after success. Many kings surrender to him one after the other. Without any defeat, he travels to Persia, the present day Iran, and he becomes king of Persia. In a short span of time, he becomes king, philosopher, commander, scholar, explorer, so on and so forth. He travels over 11,000 miles and sets 70 or more than 70 cities as his headquarters or capitals. He extends his trade and commerce east to west, north to south also. Finally enters India, in earlier India, Takshashila, Punjab, and starts fighting with a king called Porus. It is here first he tastes the defeat. He is none other than the great king, the great emperor who has been called Alexander the Great. So much great, he assumes. He covers Asia Minor, Syria, Egypt, Persia, success in all other eastern countries. Almost 90% of the countries around the world is put below his foot. How success is tasted by him. But when he comes to Punjab, the earlier Punjab, with the Porus, he tastes defeat. Not only defeat, he also injures and is not able to move. He is under treatment. During the process of he becoming scholar, Aristotle is said to be his mentor. Not only that, there is another philosopher, Calonos, also is his guru. He guides him. He respects Calonos in a very, very revered manner, and Calonos remains his Manasika guru. Alexander has not seen Calonos, but Calonos becomes his Manasika guru and he guides him all the way. When Alexander is in Greece, quite a few times Calonos also meets Alexander and guides him, knowing that he happens to be Alexander's Manasika guru. Subsequently, Calonos comes to India. When Alexander is injured and he has to be taken to Greece, Calonos also goes to Greece with Alexander. This being the case, when Alexander was in Greece, he also attacks one of his friends who happens to be a king. While defeating his friend, taken by shock, utters few words to Alexander. Fine, you have subdued me, you have defeated many kings, but I challenge you, when you enter India, you will taste defeat. Not only that, from India, you cannot even bring a beggar with you. I challenge you. You can bring loads and loads of treasure, but you cannot even bring a beggar with you. These words are somewhere pricking the mind of Alexander. Now Alexander is injured and he is recouping. In fact, Porus is helping him. Even Porus' son, I think, has been killed by Alexander. In spite of this fact, Porus is helping the injured Alexander. Alexander the Great. Greatness comes from someone, but we cannot claim as great. This is how Ashoka the Great, Alexander the Great have come across. Having done hundreds and thousands of killings, how can they become great? Maybe the government may respect them. In spiritual, killing one person, after that feeling that I am realized and I want to be ahimsa, has no meaning in it. When you kill one life, when you do one murder, the realization should come. But not after killing thousands and thousands of people. No realization will help. But the society respects them as great. Let us not go into those controversies. Now, each time Alexander thinks of Colonus, each time Colonus is meeting Alexander, Alexander is thrilled. The kind of knowledge, the kind of advice Colonus gives to him, the kind of wisdom Colonus has gathered around him. Colonus also advises Alexander waging war against India. He says, desist. That is a spiritual nation. That is a spiritual land. Do not take your war to that side. But sometimes people do not listen to the preceptor, guru, philosophers. After they defeat, they may respect that or realize that. That is how it happens. Indian monks are called in Greece as gymnosophists. That word doesn't even go into our mouth. When Alexander was fit, the words which were uttered by his friend while he being defeated strikes his mind. He calls his commander Vansicrotus and asks him to go and get some bikaris, beggars or siddhas or monks who are looking more than a beggar. Search somewhere and bring. Vansicrotus is only a helmsman, a sailor who steams the boat or ship or ferry, but he claims to be the commander of Alexander's fleet. Anyhow, this apart, Vansicrotus goes in search of some beggar. When he starts searching for some beggars, he happens to meet some villagers who say that there is one beggar inside. His name is Dandamis. Just go there. If he is willing to come with you, take him and go. Don't get afraid of him. He will have holy ash all around his body. He may be naked. He may be lying on a set of leaves. He is very arrogant. He may not listen to you. But be prepared to go and beg him. He may come with you. Vansicrotus gets anger out of these words. So he wants to see. He takes his horse and enters a forest somewhere near today's Varanasi, Kashi, Banaras, some deep forest. Somehow he searches Dandamis. Dandamis also called as Dandi Swami, Dandaidapani, Dandapani. We can assume these names because whenever the foreigners come, they change the nature of pronunciation, nature of words, nature of name of the city, name of the place, etc. Dandaswami, Dandiswami, Dandaidapani or Dandamis. He is a Brahman, a philosopher, and when Vansicrotus go there, he is sleeping on a set of leaves, naked, smearing over his body holy ash. Looks very ugly. Even he has smeared holy ash on his face and hairs also. He doesn't see the sky, he sees only the ground when Vansicrotus go there. On seeing Dandamis, I am the commander of the fleet of Alexander the Great. I have a message for you. Alexander the Great has sent a clear message to you. If you follow me and come with me, Alexander will give you any amount of gold jewelries, diamond, and any kind of costly jewels. But if you resist coming, you will have punishment and we will be forced to drag you from here. Dandamis never lifts his eyes. He says, who is Alexander? A cheap fellow who has killed thousands and thousands of innocent people. What is great in him? My foot. Go and tell him. If he is interested, let him come here. I am not interested in coming there. But you may cut my head. My head may fall on this earth, but my soul will not come anywhere. My soul will remain here only. Go and tell your great. With these words, Oncritus returns to Alexander, conveys the message. Alexander is not shocked. Alexander sometime he realizes, yes, let me go there. He goes to Dandamis, pleads him to come with him. Dandamis refused to follow him. He says, go. Kalanos is there waiting for you. If at all he will save you, that is more than sufficient for you. Don't remain here. Go there. I will not come with you. Alexander returns empty-handed. Time passes. Alexander, with the help of Porus and others, reaches Greece and meets Kalanos also. Subsequently, Kalanos one day enters fire in front of Alexander, burns himself, totally enters the, and Alexander pleads with Kalanos, do not enter the fire. Not resisting, Kalanos doesn't listen to anybody. And at the time, Alexander comes to know hundreds and hundreds of soldiers, hundreds and hundreds of ordinary citizens of Greece are crying for Kalanos. Then only Alexander comes to know Kalanos is the guru of thousands of people in and around Greece. Last word is left by Kalanos. He informs Alexander, in 1 year I will meet you at Babylonia. Exactly after 1 year, Alexander dies of unknown fever. They could not diagnose what fever it was. Alexander, at the age of 33, he lives. Just before his death, Alexander comes to know that Dandamis is the guru of Kalanos. At the time of death, this realization comes. Now many of you may be asking, who was this Kalanos? Kalanos is Kalanginadar Siddhar. Sometime he is called Kamalamuni Siddhar. And Dandamis, as informed by Mahavatar Babaji, is none other than Tirumular. Earlier we have discussed Tirumular had come from Varanasi to Tamil Nadu, and as Dandamis, Dandapani, Dandaswami or Dandiswami, with full of vibhuti, the holy ash, it was Tirumular Siddhar who was encountered by so-called great Alexander the Great. These are the place of Mahasiddhas. They are now here. They are nowhere. They are somewhere. They are escaped from there and gone to another place in a different name. Not only that one. Kalanginathar also is none other than Confucius, who is great philosopher in China and around China. Boganathar, Kalanginathar, Tirumular, Kamala Muni, all the Siddhas, distance is no matter for them. Greatness is no matter for them. There are so many secrets within Siddhas. Kalanginathar, somewhere he comes to Tiruvannamalai also. There it seems somewhere vaguely Babaji shown me. I'll have to gather more from Mahavatar Babaji. If at all it comes again, I will share. One person is struggling to build a temple for Shiva inside a forest. I do not know where that temple is. I was able to see some image. He puts all his savings into the temple, but he is not able to do it. But when Kalanginathar passes that side in a different Siddha costume, that person encounters and asks him to help him build the temple. Kalanginathar says, "No, I myself is a beggar. Where will I have?" No, you are not a beggar. You will be able to help me. Then Kalanginathar stays in that particular place. He goes to forest, gathers so many herbs, mixes them and makes huge quantity of gold and silver. With the help of gold and silver, he completes this temple, and even after spending so much of gold is left over. Those leftover golds are buried by Kalanginathar around somewhere in the temple, and he keeps 4 guarding deities also to protect the gold, not to be used, not to be gathered, not to be stolen by any person. There are so many such incidents which we will gather from Mahavatar Babaji. Let us cherish this moment with this incident. Let us not pass on this as a story or as a legend. Or let us take these things can be realized by us, may not be by materialistically, but spiritually we will be able to realize all such things. Till another video, let us take leave. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.